So I'm in Korea. So I'm in Korea and I've been here for 2 weeks now. I am finishing up my 2 week quarantine, and I just wanted to quickly hop on and talk about my experience so far. Getting to Korea was pretty simple. I flew from Boston to Seattle and from Seattle to Incheon Airport. The flight from Seattle to Incheon Airport, I took Asiana Airlines, and the flight was basically empty. And also the flight attendants, they wore like these like protective gear to like throughout the flight when they were coming by to like give us lunch and dinner and snacks and drinks and whatnot, blah blah blah. So that made me feel really comforted, because I felt like they were being like really serious about the whole situation with Rhoda. And then when I got to the airport, immediately they take your temperature. They bring you over to the immigration line. I'm speaking really just from like a foreigner's perspective. I don't know what happens as a Korean native or like a dual citizenship. I don't know, but as a foreigner, you go through the immigration and they download an app on your phone. I'll put an insert here or wherever for the little screen recording of what the app looks like. So this is a quick look at the quarantine app that you must have downloaded on your phone when you come to Korea for your quarantine. This is how they will monitor you. I think this is also how they are able to see like what places you went to or whatever. If you are positive, that way they can let the rest of the citizens know like what places were visited, and then if they've also been there, then they should also get tested. But yeah, so this is the app, and then when you open it, as you can see, I have not taken my temperature and did everything I'm supposed to do for today yet. But you'll click on self-diagnose, and then this is what you'll have to fill in for that. And then it like logs everything. If you need to go over the rules again, this is what it looks like. If you need to speak to the public official in charge, they have a tab for that. So they streamlined everything, made it really simple, really easy to use. There's really no complications with this, like at all. If you're having trouble with it, I don't know what to tell you, sis. And then you fill out some forms. You have to go through this process like a few times. It does seem a bit repetitive, but they definitely are just trying to make sure like you have a place to go in Korea. And then if you don't, they need to set you up with like a government facility housing for your 2-week quarantine. And then after that, you go through customs and stuff. You get your bags, whatever. Straight from there, like when you go to like the sign that says departure and stuff, you'll see more like tables, and it'll be of people in like white suits and stuff. They'll ask you where you're going. It's just more COVID people. They'll ask you where you're going. They put like a orange sticker on your backpack or whatever. They bring you over to, well, they don't bring you over, but they guide you. They tell you where you should be waiting for whatever location. Like I told them I was going to Daejeon, and they were like, okay, you need to go into the KTX line. So that's what I did. I also got my SIM card there as well. And then what else? You just waited for the KTX bus. The bus brings you to the KTX station. It could be like the Seoul station or like another station. I wasn't at Seoul station. And then you pay for your ticket, and you pay for your ticket for the train. That whole time, no one really spoke English to me. Like, if they spoke English, what they did was like they started in English, but then they finished in Korean. So they might as well have just spoken to me in Korean, because I still ended up having to understand the Korean part. But I also got there really late. I did see signs for like where it said like English speaking and stuff like that, but there was no one there. Which was fine. It's okay. I made it through clearly. And yeah, after that you go from your waiting area, because there was another like delegated area for waiting for the train, and from there we could like see like the train like stops. Yeah, like the train stops. Like the waiting stations basically, like to get picked up. And you can see like the regular Korean citizens waiting for the trains and whatever. When your train is called, the guides will bring you over to where you're supposed to be, because I believe what happens is that you're all like all the people in all the incoming people from outside of the country, you're coming in to the train on a specific car. So we were all in car 4, I believe, something like that. But I mean, I think the train, like the train car that you're in is going to change, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so I did that, and then I was really nervous on the train because I was like, oh my gosh, what if they call like my train station and I don't see it, or what if the sign for the train stop is blocked and like whatever, I just missed a stop or something. But that didn't happen, thankfully. I was able to see the sign, and I was tracking my route using Naver maps, so that was cool. And from there we got to Daejeon station. There was a tent outside of the station. I thought that I would, like, all of us that got off at Daejeon station would be tested there, and then we would be brought to our homes for our quarantine. But that's not what happened. Instead, they just I gave them the number for my co-teacher, and she let them know where I'm supposed to be going. They were like, all right, and they brought me over to my bus stop. And at the bus stop, my head teacher, or like the CEO of like my branch for my Hagwon, was there with another teacher, and they brought me over to my actual apartment. And they checked to make sure everything was working, and then they left me there to start my quarantine time. I was tested for COVID about a day or two later. It was just I was picked up by the branch manager, like the head teacher, and he brought me over to like a drive-through COVID testing place. It was really fast, like super quick. Only a little painful because they're sticking like really long Q-tip up your nose for like a second. But yeah, that was basically it. Obviously I'm fine because I start tomorrow for my training. I did need to be retested, I guess. And yeah, so that was basically the test, and then you're just brought back to your apartment. The government gives you a package of food stuff, but So I feel like every place gets a different kind of package, and I'm not sure if every person gets the same kind of package. But for me, I got like 8 packs of the 5-in-1 packages of Shin Ramen. After I had already had Shin Ramen for like half that week already, so I was just like, oh my gosh, not more Shin Ramen. But I had to make do with what I had. Oh, and they gave me lots of toilet paper, lots of water. I brought a water filter with me though, so that was also really helpful. I highly recommend it. I bought a water filter for my sink, my kitchen sink, and I bought a filter for my shower. Super, 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 super helpful. And that's basically like all I use. What else? I had a hard time with just having the Shin Ramen. So I spoke to my co-teacher, and I realized that I was able to order food. The first week I did not order food. I just survived from my Shin Ramen and rice. And little seaweed snacks, which I love anyway, so I was happy with that. So yeah, I ended up just getting creative with the Shin Ramen that first week. And then the second week I was able to order food. So I got not Shin Ramen. I got Korean fried chicken, and that lasted me like 2-3 days. And then I also bought groceries from G Market, and that was super helpful because from G Market you can order like meat, fresh vegetables and stuff like that. Haven't ordered like the fresh vegetables just because I'm just nervous, like it's not going to be in the best condition by the time it gets here. Granted, when I got my meat, because I did get meat, I got bulgogi, and I got some pork belly, and when I got those, like those were still frozen by the time I got to my house. So I mean, I guess the fresh vegetables wouldn't have gone bad, but that was just my reasoning. So yeah, by the second week, which is this week that is about to end, I had groceries. I was able to order food. I also got like pots and pans because I didn't really have any pots and pans, and like utensils, so I got that as well. I haven't ordered like juice or anything like that because I'm fine with just water, especially since it's so hot. Yeah, I got here during like a heat wave. Like they were just finishing like the rainy season, and now it's just straight up heat, like just heat and like humid. Like it's hot and humid. Humidity is real big. But basically that's just how it's been. Tomorrow I can finally like go outside, and I'm really excited for that. I should just go outside. I know the first thing I'm doing is gonna go to the convenience store. I just want to see what they have there. I wonder if they have like cleaning stuff because I want to like sweep my floors and stuff like that. But yeah, that's basically been my adventure so far, and I'll probably do like another update next week at the end of the week. Because I can go outside now, I'm probably just going to compile some shots of me just walking about outside and, you know, taking in my view. So yeah, that's the end of this video. I didn't really say a lot, but yeah, that's basically it. That was my journey to Korea. That was my 2-week quarantine, It's finally over. I'm so excited for that, and I'm so excited to go outside tomorrow and see people in real life. All right, so yeah, that was it, and bye.